Hey guys, it's Bethany with the Gypsy Bird Makes podcast, and welcome back to episode 9. It has been a very successful month of knitting. I've gotten a lot accomplished, and I have a lot of finished objects to show you, one of which I am wearing. So I'm really excited to do that, to tell you kind of what we've been up to this month, and some exciting news of something that's happening later this month that I'm going to announce a little later. So get something to drink, get your knitting or crocheting or whatever it is, and come hang out with me. Finished objects. I have a little bit of a wardrobe change for you because I did finish my summer court tank by Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarn, and I finished it actually before the last podcast went up, but I wasn't able to get good photos of it before and was just like, you know what, I'm just going to talk about it in the next podcast. So here we are. I'm going to put in some video of me modeling it for you a little bit. This was something that I'd been wanting to make for a really long time. Ever since the pattern came out, I was wanting to make it. So this summer, me and my sister Sabra decided to knit it together. And so that's what we did in the month of August. She knit hers, I knit mine. We kind of went back and forth. We did a lot of kind of alterations to the pattern. So let me get into some details for you, and then we'll talk about what I changed and things like that. So this is, the colorway is by Wool and Vinyl. I absolutely love this colorway. It is called Message in a Bottle, and it can only be purchased at the Norfolk Yarn Store Yarn Club, and I'll have them linked down below for you, and everything else is going to be linked down below if I mention it. So that's what I used for this project. I love Wool and Vinyl's yarn. Her yarn is durable, nice to work with, soft, and the colors are so vibrant. So yeah, we did it. Me and Sabra both did it. I'm going to pop in a picture of her wearing her summer court tank because hers is beautiful. She used, I'm not sure what yarn and stuff she used. Maybe I'll put it on the screen for you of who the dyer is of hers. But it's absolutely gorgeous. I love how hers turned out. It's super cute. But we both did quite a bit of altering the pattern. So what we did was, I actually ended up adding an extra lace panel because I wanted to add some length to my garment. I am not about the cropped. I want it a little bit longer. So I added an extra, sorry, my kid's filling in the back and he's really loud. I know I say that every time, but yeah, he's being loud. Apart from the lace, of adding extra lace, which I think turned out really good, I love it. I probably could have done another panel of lace. I'm a really big fan of lace. I love knitting lace. I think it's just fun and beautiful. So I can knit the whole thing in lace. But I also, I actually made part of it and ripped it back and did all kinds of crazy stuff with it. You can hear a little bit more about that in episode 8. Of me talking about that. I won't bore you all with it again, but let me just bring up my notes on Ravelry and see what I did. So when I was starting the lace on the bottom, I did a size 4, and then I decreased up to a size 3 for the top. And then that was still kind of too big. It was, the back was really puckering a whole bunch, and we weren't getting, like, it was just a whole bunch of extra fabric back there. So what I ended up doing was decreasing more in the back than I did in the front, and I had about 100 stitches on the back. So I think that was like the smallest size, just around. I added 8 extra sections before you split for the boobs right here. So like from here to here, I added 8 extra rows just to give it a little more depth. And I also tacked down the sides. I think the side needs to be done. Tacked down the sides right here just to kind of give it a little more of a cohesive cohesive side and kind of connect the two back together a little bit more. If I were to make this again, which I'm not sure if I will, I'll probably try a different tank next time, but I am really happy with this one, and I'm glad that I made it. But I would add 2 extra lace panels instead of just the one like I did, and I would make my straps that I did, I would make them a bit shorter. I did a little bit longer. I almost crisscrossed them in the back, but I didn't. So I would make them a little shorter and also connect them differently. She has you connect them in the middle, kind of like right about here on my shoulder. And I would just have it go all the way down, start from here and go all the way down and connect at the bottom. I feel like the sizing on this pattern was really off. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way that I wanted the garment, and I was able to figure out how to change it, which was really great, and it fits me better than I thought it was going to at first. But yeah, I really like it. I don't know if I can show you, but you can see some of the lace right here. It's just really, really pretty. And this color, I mean, this color is so, so pretty. I'm in my pajama pants, so don't judge me. But yes, I love it. I haven't been able to wear it because the temperatures have been getting cooler. It's been in about the probably 70s range most days. So it might be something that I end up wearing next summer, but that's okay. It'll be there waiting for me. So yeah, this is the Summer Court Tank by Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarns, or Dragon Horde, what does she have it listed? Dragon Horde Designs. And yeah, it was a fun knit. Back into my original outfit now. I am just going to go in and hop into this finished object since I am wearing it. This is my Lace and Fade Boxy by Joji Locatelli. I've talked about wanting to make this, and I did, and I love it so, so much. So I'm going to go through the yarns with you and tell you all about it. I made some alterations to this as well. But it's amazing, guys. If you're thinking about making it, just stop what you're doing and make it, because it's amazing. I made this, oh, sorry, I have Surrey in my nose now. Whew. I made this in less than 3 weeks, and that was while working on another pretty big project at the same time. So that'll tell you just how fun it is. I need something to drink real fast. Ah, better. Okay. So I'm going to go through the yarns real fast and tell you what they are. Let me bring my thing over. I should know what they are. Okay, so the first color up here is by Sorella Yarns, and it was one of their summer tonal colors called Pearl. I got it specifically to make this garment, and then I also got the Surrey from Sorella, which is also in the same color of Pearl. And I thought that it kind of tied it all together really well and kind of reminded me of what Joji's looked like. And then the second color, so the first actual stripe, is what I made my very first boxy out of earlier this year, and it is by Southern Storytime in her colorway Jenny. I absolutely love it. I still have a little bit left over, so it will be used in something else, I'm sure. And then my third color, which is right here. Let's see, I'll just stand up and show you. So this third color right here is by the Little Wolf Knits, and it is, oh, I always forget what it's called. It is, where'd it go? Up at Dawn. I always want to say something about morning or sunrise, but it's dawn. And then this color right here is by Blush Yarns, and it is Light April Showers. And then this one right here is beautiful. You'll have seen this one many times before, but it is like basically all gone now. This is by Mama Jess Knits in Fog on the Mountain. And then I have one very last color. Again, ignore my pajamas. But this very last color is also by Southern Storytime. And it is not what I had written down. What is this one? Let's Go Travel? No, that's not right. what was that one called? Let me see if I can find it, because I'm going to tell you why I have a different color written down for it. I should have the actual color here. Fall Festival, that's what it's called. So that's by Southern Storytime, this last one right here. By Southern Storytime. And it's Fall Festival. And it is beautiful. So I absolutely love this. Ooh, it fell down. I absolutely love this. I love how it turned out. I'll put some photos up on the screen for you as well. It was such a magical make. I just love it so much. I love it even more than I think I thought I was going to love it. So yeah, I'm really a big fan of it. So I absolutely love my first Boxy. I've actually got to wear it out recently, which was really fun. So I'm looking forward to being able to wear this one out soon, because the weather, like I said, is getting cooler and I can wear wool and not burn up in it. But yeah, let's see. What should I say about this? I have extremely detailed notes on my Ravelry page. I was looking for someone to find who had written how many grams they used for each row, and for the mohair or suri and things like that. And I found a couple that had some information but not really detailed. So I went ahead and made a really detailed version on my page so that anybody looking for what I was looking for would be able to find it. So I made the size 2, which the way I came about finding that size is that's the same number of stitches that I did for my original Boxy, and I really like the fit of that. I did not want it to be ridiculously oversized. I just kind of wanted, flowy, a little big, and that worked perfect. So I really liked that original size and picked the same count of stitches for this one, which ended up being the size 2. I was going to say something else, and now I can't remember what. I also used a different needle size. It calls for a US3, and I used a US2, which is a 2.75, I believe. It'll be on the screen on the little Boxy thing. But that's also what I used for my original Boxy, and I was just like, I liked that, so I was going to go with it. This pattern actually calls for sports weight, but all of mine are fingering. It's very easily adapted to fingering, so that's what I used. This was my first time using suri. I've used mohair in the past, but suri I had never used before, and I really like it. It's really nice, super soft. When I got it and caked it up, I was sitting on the couch, and all of my kids came by and was like petting it, and then my husband was like, "Whew, it's really soft." And I was like, "Yes, it's yarn. It's very soft." And they're like, "You're gonna knit with that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna knit with it." So they all got a kick out of petting the yarn, stroking it. But I did find when I was using the suri that it kind of started itching my hands once I got to the end of the round, or the end of the stripe of it. So I don't know if I just hadn't used mohair as much to get that kind of itchiness from it, or if it was something with the suri. I don't know. So yeah, I'll keep that in mind in the future, and I'll see when I'm wearing it if it's going to bother me, but I don't think so, because it's not really touching that much of my skin since I have a tank top underneath it. But yeah, I love it, guys. It's so pretty. I finished it a few days ago and blocked it and took pictures last night, and I'm just in love with it. So I also altered a little bit of the pattern. So for the sleeves, what she called for in the size, on any of the sizes really, was, well, no, not any of the sizes. I went up quite a few sizes for the sleeves. I knew that I was not going to, my arm was not going to fit through the hole for the size 2. So I knit just a bit longer, and that information is on my Ravelry page. And then I used a size 2 for my entire sleeve, because that's what I had in a 9-inch circular. That's the biggest one I had. well, it's not the biggest one, but I didn't have like a 3 or a 4. I had a 5, and I was like, 2 it is. So that's what I did. I also did a 2x2 ribbing on the sleeves and also on the bottom down here instead of 1x1 because, let's face it, 1x1 is a lot and not my favorite. So yeah, that's what I did. And another thing that I did, I kind of did the construction a little bit weird. So I knit to about like probably right here to the end of the second stripe, or first stripe, depending on if you count this. And then I went back and I did the neckline and I did the sleeves, and I got that out of the way, which was really, really nice. What really made me want to do that was I wanted to know how much of this main color I was going to use and put it on my Ravelry page. So I was a little obsessive about finding out exactly how much I was using. And basically I used about 30 grams for each stripe and 10 grams for each Surrey stripe. And then this one up here, oh, hold on, let me see, I have it right here. I used 80 grams of the first color in total. So that includes the sleeves, the stripe, and the neckline. So I have about 20 grams left of that. And I have about less than 5 grams of the Surrey left. And the reason why I have so little Surrey left is because I added an extra panel of lace and an extra stripe at the bottom. So this only calls for 5 colors for your striping, and I ended up doing 6. I probably could have done just the 5 and it would have blocked out okay, but I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't really cropped and I wanted it a little longer. So I added to it, and I really like how that turned out. I like where it comes on me and all that stuff. So I'm really, really pleased with how these turned out. Yeah, I really love it. I mean, I could make another one in my future. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this is going to get a lot of wear. And I still want to make a few other boxies, like the V-neck boxy, and she had a different one too. And then there's some other boxy things. I just really like the boxy looks. So yeah, this is my Lacy Boxy. My next finished object is not an item I was planning to make at all, but I got a wild hair and decided I wanted to make this very early in September. So I made the Change Your Mind Beanie, another Hohi Locatelli pattern, and here it is. I was really in the mood to do a little bit more lace work after my summer court tank, and I'd had this pattern saved for ages, and yeah, I was really excited to be able to make it. So I also got this fun little fluff ball of a, I don't know, what are they called? Pom-pom ball type thing. This one is one that you can take off. Maybe I haven't taken it off since I did it. Yeah. So you can take it off like that. Come on, focus. I was a little, are you supposed to put these on the inside of your hat or the outside? Because I couldn't figure out how to get the pom-pom to go on it on the while this was on the inside. And I really don't like that that's on the outside. Because what if I don't want to wear it with the pom-pom? That's going to look stupid. I don't know. Anyways, that's what it is right now. You tell me down below, are you supposed to put it on the outside or are you supposed to put it on the inside? There were instructions, but I didn't read them. Anyways, so when I was making this, there is, look at this. That is all 1x1 twisted rib. It took me 2 days to do that. Exclusively working on this, 2 days. So long. And then this also took 2 days to do this part. So it was like a 4-day project when I was like, oh, whip it up in no time. It took a while. And I was actually, before blocking it, I was really worried that it was going to be a little short. But I was like, oh, well, that's what it is. So after blocking it, though, you can see, maybe, that it actually fits perfectly. I really, really love the fit of it. And yeah, I mean, isn't that pretty? My dog's never seen me with a hat. Hey, shh. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with it. I really like the pom-pom. It's part of my acquisitions. But yeah, I think this is going to come in handy later this winter, fall here in Kentucky when it starts getting really cold. I really like the double brim, but you can see what it looks like without it. Anyways, so yeah, I really, really like it. Yeah, so this is one of my not acquisitions, good Lord, Bethany. This is one of my finished objects, and let me tell you about the yarn. Sorry, I was trying to focus on the cap. So I used some yarn that my friend Stephanie had gifted me for the brim. This is Dragon Horde yarn in Winter Magic, and I ended up using 28 grams of this. And then the main event, the main color here, is by Ruby and Roses, and it is in Castle by Day, and it was the Sockmas colorway, one of the Sockmas colorways last winter for Nitty Natty Sockmas. And I think I'm almost out of that yarn now. No, I have it here to show you. How much do I have? I am not almost out of it. I lied. So this is how much I have left. Yeah, this one right here, over here, this one. This one was a 50-gram ball to begin with. I don't know how much I had left of that, but I still have quite a bit left. I don't know what I'll make with it, but we'll see. So that's how much I have left of the yarn. I used a US size 2.75 millimeter needle. I kept messing up the lace and having to frock back. It was quite frustrating, but it looks good now. And I also did I don't know why I thought of this. I think I've seen somebody do it before on Instagram or something like that, but I used a balloon to block it. So fun fact, I cannot blow up a balloon. I've never been able to. I just can't do it. I don't know what it is. I just cannot do it. All three of my kids can do it, and my husband. So I bought balloons specifically to do this, to block this hat. And before my husband was going to work one night, I handed him a balloon, and I was like, can you blow this up to be the size of my head? And he was like, what? And I was like, blow it up so it's the size of my head so I can block my hat. And he was just like, you're so weird. So he blew up a balloon, and I blocked my hat. It worked amazingly. I will be doing it for all of my hats. Well, maybe not all of them, but I'll be doing it for any other hats. So if you have a hat that you want to block, try a balloon. And hopefully you can blow that up yourself and not have your husband do it. But I really love how this turned out. Yeah, it was 6 inches of 1x1 ribbing. I just want to point that out. 6 inches. But it's done, and I love it. A whole bunch. Keeps trying to focus on Pearl. That's Pearl, by the way. Hi, Big Kitty. You want to say hi? I realized like a year or two ago that we should have named her Pearl, P-U-R-L, instead of Pearl, P-E-A-R-L, but it's too late now. But she's Pearl, and she's a sweetie. Will you say hi? Say, I'm going to eat you. Yes, I know. There you go. Okay, let's move on to the next finished object. I made some more baby hats. I made one very early in the month and was like, man, I'm going to make a whole bunch this month. And then it got to about 3 days ago and I hadn't made any more. And I was like, well, probably should make some more. So this is the first one that I made. Cute little baby hat for preemies in the NICU. This one is using my leftover yarn from my summer court tank. So it's wool and vinyl in, oh heavens, wool and vinyl in, why can't I think of it? Message in a bottle, sorry. Sorry, my brain's going. So that was the first one that I made. It's from the same pattern I was using last time, which was, what is it called? I didn't write Preemie Baby Hats by Karen Everett. And then I also tried a different pattern because I just wanted to try a different one. So I tried this one, which is so cute. This is the yarn Fog on a Mountain by Mama Jess Knits. Come on, focus on the hat. There you go. So I made that one. This one is a twisted 1x1 rib, and it took me forever, it felt like. And then I decided I was just going to do a 1x1 rib on the next one and see if that was any better, and it did go a little faster. I don't really think that you can tell too terribly much that they're that different. I mean, really, if you're looking that hard. Come on, focus. There we go. Oh, sorry. Focus. There. You can't really tell too much. But I was asking, these are really, really tiny, like really tiny. So I was asking my husband, I'm like, do you think those would even be used? And he said, no, probably not. So these took a really long time to make. These take maybe an hour or two to make. And these will fit better for babies. So I'm going to be using this one more. And then there's a couple other patterns that I want to try out. But yeah, that's 3 more for the donation pile. So if you don't know, my husband is a NICU nurse. If you didn't see last month's podcast, he works with all the itty bitty babies, and I decided that I wasn't really wearing the socks that I was making. I mean, I'm going to soon because it's getting cold, but I wanted to have something different on my needles that was just kind of mindless and I could take on the go and use up some scraps. So I decided to do some preemie hats, and 3 was my number for September. So hopefully October and November I'll have a few more. But yeah, that's what those are for. And they're really fun to make, except for these 1x1 ribs. They were not fun. They're really cute though. Anyways, I'm going to try some other patterns and try to use up a lot of my like little gram. It only takes like 8 grams to do these, so it's really easy to use up a whole bunch of little scraps that I have all around the dogs laying down. I was about to say I have 1 finished object left, but that's not true. I have 2 finished objects left. So I'm going to do these real fast because they're just really quick. I made my daughter a pair of socks. This is by, the yarn is by Fangirl Fibers, and it is in Hellfire Club, which is based off of Stranger Things. So I just made her some shorty socks in this with a Eye of Partridge heel flap. There we go. I really, really like this this heel flap and how it looks and everything. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how these came out. I still have about 50 grams left, and I'm going to make my husband some socks with it too, but I'm going to use some black yarn and kind of do some striping or something with it. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do it because I need to figure out the grams and stuff, but he has really big feet. So these are done. I just have to wait on the black yarn to get here before I can cast on my husband's. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to say about them. I didn't even write them down, so, you know, it's fine. But yeah, those were those. My last finished object, I am super excited to show you. I was making this alongside my friend Stephanie, and we both finished them last week, and it's so fun. I'm really excited to show you. I love how they look. I have a few things about how they turned out that I will do differently in the future, but yeah, let's show you. These are my shorts. Oh my gosh, do they not look amazing? So this is the Twisted Tea shorts by Brianna of the Little Wolf Knits. Look how bright and fun they are. Oh my gosh, I made those. Isn't that cool? Isn't that fun when you look at something and you're like, I made that. That's so fun. I'm going to go through the colors for you real fast. So this really fun color for the ribbing on the leg and on the waist is by Life in the Long Grass. This is called Sailor Moon. And then we have Woolly Mama yarns here. I helically knit 2 together, and it's Lime Wire and Mutant Mermaid. So yes, I love them. They're so fun. Yes, you know. So I used a US3 and a US2 for mine. I think the pattern calls for a US5, but that was just going to be way, way too big of a loose fabric because this one I feel like is pretty loose. It's a little loosey-goosey for my liking. But yeah, I did a swatch and all that, and the 5 was way too big. And I looked at my friend Natalie of Knitty Natty's project page and saw that she used a US3. So that's where I started with the gauge after the size 5. And I actually got gauge for stitch, but not for rows, which I never get row gauge. I don't know how people do that, but I don't do it. So yeah, so I used the size 2 for the ribbing, and then the size 3. Look at the cute little Icord. How cute is this? I just love it so much. So I helically knit the 2 colors together. I also stole that from Natalie. She did it with her pair of shorts, and I don't think it could have turned out any better. I mean, you cannot tell that those are 2 different colors. They just go together so well. I love it. If it had been a different dyer for each of the skeins that I was using, it might have not worked so well, but since it's the same dyer, and I bought them at the same time, I think it worked out wonderfully. Some notes on this. I ended up messing with it a little bit as well. I started off with a size 7 waist, which was kind of what my measurements were saying that I needed to make. And then I went down to a size 4 for after the ribbing. So basically from here all the way down, I did a size 4. Looking back at it, oh, first, look at this fun detail on the side. Can you see? It's so cute. Looking back at it, I should have gone down at least 2 sizes in the waist. So maybe a size 5 in the waist. My stitch count from my waist to my hips was exactly the same. I did not do any increases or decreases. It basically just goes all the way down. And I mean, I wore them the other day and they fit, but they're really loose, like really loose. I have to use the drawstring pretty tightly to keep them up. So I definitely would go down 2 sizes at least, maybe even 3 sizes. So if you are thinking about making this pattern, definitely go down a size, if not more, and try them on constantly. I was trying them on and they were loose, but I was so fearful that they were going to be too tight, and then I was also really fearful that they were going to be too big. So I should have frogged them back after the ribbing, and where I saw that it wasn't even tight on my waist, I should have just frogged them and redid them. Stephanie ended up doing that and going down, I believe, 2 sizes, and she still could go down 1 more size, she said. So yeah, definitely size down if you're going to make this pattern. It's a really fun pattern though. It was really fun to make. I didn't know if I was going to like making it, just because it's kind of different. I've never made anything, you know, like shorts or anything like that. So yeah, I liked making them. They were really fun. It's a lot of stockinette. And then the legs went really, really fast because they're so short. I also didn't do as much knitting in the rise as it calls for, because I didn't want them to be as super like up to my belly button. I wanted them to be a little lower than that, so I didn't knit as much, and I didn't use nearly as much yarn as I thought I would use. Do I have it written here? I don't. Let me look on Ravelry real fast and I'll tell you how much yarn I used. So for the 2 balls that I was helically knitting here, I used just over 50 grams of each ball. So it took basically a skein for all the fun, funky colors in the middle. And then for the, let's see, For the contrast color, I used 60 grams. So that is not much at all, I didn't think. So in all, about 160, 170 grams is all I needed to make these, which I thought was really good. So yeah, I'll put in a photo, or would have put in a photo somewhere, of Stephanie's shorts as well. I love hers. They're really, they scream autumn, and they're very moody, and I love it. Her yarn was from Dragon Horde Yarn. So yeah, it was perfect. I love how mine are so bright and hers are so moody. It's just perfect. So yeah, that is my last finished object. My first work in progress is a sock. I know every time I'm like, I'm not going to make any more socks, and then I always have a finished sock, and I always have some on the needles. I can't get away from them. But these are the everyday socks, and it is a pattern by the name that's over here, Rachel. I'm not going to try to pronounce the last name because I will butcher it. But these are the ones I was talking about last episode and wanting to make after having made the, what they called, the Journey socks. So I made the Journey socks, and I wanted to try these and see how they work because they looked a little sturdier, and they are a bit sturdier. So this is my first sock that I have here. Let's see. Oh no. Yeah, that's kind of like the construction. Come on, focus. Sorry. There we go. We can see the construction there of it. It has this really cool folded hem. You can see here, or not a hem, but tab, I guess is what you would call it. And then it's also folded around the front of the sock right here. It was really fiddly to do that. But I really like how it feels, and I like how it looks. So, and I think it's going to help stay on your foot better. I do have a little stitch marker. This is my little ghost stitch marker that I got last. Oh gosh, I am so bad at showing things like this. I don't know why. Let's see if I can get it to show. No, see? There. There we go. My little ghosty. He is by Simply Serving, and it's like a ghost cookie. I got him last year, and I really like him. I figure it is spooky season, or spooky month, as my son keeps saying, so I should be using him. This yarn is Queen City yarn in the colorway A Walk in the Woods. I got this when I was back home in Virginia last summer, I think, at one of the local yarn stores. It's leftover yarn. I made my son a pair of socks last year with it. So I'm kind of playing a little bit of yarn chicken to see if I can make these. I started off with 35 grams. We'll see. We will see if I make it. We'll see. This is the ball. It's really pretty yarn. It's really soft. So yeah, I'm excited to see how these compare to the Journey socks. I think I'm going to like them more. So yeah, we'll just see. So that's a boring old whip that I have here. Not that exciting. My other whip, and only other whip, is my shrug. I am calling it the Brioche Shrug. It is actually called, let me bring it up. I'm gonna butcher it. It is like Sushi Shrug. Not exactly sure. It is by Suzanne Summer, and it is gorgeous. Here is what it looks like when it is all knit up, and this one is what made me fall absolutely in love with it. But I started this a few nights ago, and it's been really fun. Let me tell you what yarns I'm using real fast before I show you what it is. So the first one is by, let me say, Yarn Cafe Creations is what the first one is by. This is her label. This is an old label because I got this about 2 years ago, I think. And this is Angel Cake, and it is on her Superwash Polyworth Cafe au lait fingering. 437 yards to 100 grams. I have 3 of these. I bought them. She was going to retire the color, but then didn't. Maybe she retired the colorway or the base. I'm not sure. But I got it. I think it was on sale. Maybe. Anyways, they've been in my stash for a really long time. And when I was looking for yarn for this project, I saw her colorway, this colorway on her site, and was like, "Ooh, that's pretty." And then I was like, "Wait, I have that." So it was great to be able to stash bust that. But then I had to buy some yarn to go with it because I didn't have, I don't have a lot of solids in my stash, and especially quantity enough for a sweater or a shrug or anything like that. So I ordered from Whitney at Moonglow Yarn Co. Her yarn always is amazing. And I got Lunar Lavender, which is absolutely stunning. And let me show you, I did a swatch to see. So this is what my swatch looks like. Oh my gosh. Or is it not so pretty? I love these colors together so much. And this is a barber cord. If you haven't seen, you can put your knitting on these for trying things on, for sleeves, if you split for the sleeves and continue with the body. I love them. I purchased this one off of Amazon in a spool of them. Really cheap, and you just cut it to whatever length you want. So this one I would use for like a sleeve or neckline or swatch that I'm trying to throw off of it at the moment. So I started this about 2 nights ago, and oh my gosh, I'm loving it so much. It's just beautiful. It's going to take a while though because it's fingering weight, but I'm also, let me tell you what needles I'm using. I am using a US 3.75 millimeter needle, which is a size smaller than the pattern calls for. But I got gauge on the stitch count, but not on the rows again. But here we go. This is what I have so far. Isn't it so pretty? I love it so much. So this part right here, this is going to be the top that goes right against my neck on the back. And then I'm guessing these are like these little eyelets right here are the shoulder seam type. They're supposed to come down and around right here. So yeah, I'm really loving it. I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous when it's done. I would love to get it done in the next 2.5 weeks, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I'd like to wear it somewhere, but if not, it's okay. I do have a cute little stitch marker. You can see my little gnome. There he is. Come on. So cute. This is by Lock and Lou, and it is an acquisition for this podcast or this month's episode, but I had to use it because it's fall and he needed to be used. I'm also using my needle stoppers, which are amazing. I will have them linked down below. I don't remember off the top of my head the name of the store, but I will link them down below for you. And I'm also using, where are they at? Here we go. Also using my little stitch markers. I guess these are stitch markers and the others progress keepers. But I really like these type. I'll also link them down below for you. But this is a brioche and garter mixed shrug. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. I don't know if there's anything else I want to say. I need to decide on the edging color. I have a few different options for it. I want to do something really bright and funky, just like in the pattern or the model of the pattern. So once I get to that point is probably when I'll decide. I have some minis that I think I could use for it, but yeah, I'm really loving this. It's gonna be so pretty. Look at that. It's so pretty. I'm really excited. So that is, yeah, those are all the whips that I have. I am really working pretty dedicated to working on this. And then when I am too tired and start messing this up, like I have done several times already. You can see if you look really close, there's one row that I messed up right there, but it'll be fine in this long. I'm not taking back to fix that, especially on a garter row. That's really annoying that I messed up on the garter row. I don't know, but hopefully I'll be wearing this next podcast, but we will see. So I have a few acquisitions to show you, and I've actually already shown you several of them since I'm already using them, but I did get some yarn from Moonglow, and this is the one I was just using in my shrug, but this is in the skein still. It's beautiful. I absolutely love it. I need more of her yarn because it's beautiful. So that was one that I got. I got another little progress keeper from Lock and Lou. This one is a little pumpkin. You can see there, and it goes with my little gnome that I just showed you. I also ordered a bunch of stuff from Nitty Natty's, what is it called? Her Definition merch. She had this, I think, last November, December, and I absolutely loved everything that I got from it. So when she said she was going to do it again this year, I ordered a whole bunch, and I may order some more. I made a little reel with all the items that I bought, so I will have that here for you to see while I'm talking about it. But I'll also have it linked down below. It's only available, I think, until October 20th or 21st. So make sure that you go and grab some. The products are really great. They're really good quality, and it's super fun to wear all those fun definitions. I do suggest sizing up if you order, because a lot of their items kind of run small. So just a heads up there. And then I did get one other garment that I ordered forever ago, and it took like a month before it shipped. I think my order got lost to somehow. I don't know, but I got this t-shirt that says I make magic with yarn, and it is by Sorella Yarns. I love the t-shirt. It's super comfy. I've already worn it multiple times. Yeah, I really like it. Really like it. I hope they make some more because I'm all about wearing the yarn merch. So those. Oh, I also got that pom-pom for, where did it go? This pom-pom, and I'll have the store linked down below. It was on Etsy that I got it from. Shipped really fast, shipped really well. Definitely recommend it. Very nice and fluffy. I'll order more from them. But yeah, that is all that I got this month. I have a few goals and things that I would like to get made or knit or started and picked out this month. We are getting closer to the holidays, so I definitely have to think about some holiday knitting, which is going to be a bummer because I've been really enjoying all the selfish knitting that I've been doing, but normally I knit a lot for others, so I need to think about some things that I want to knit. I have a cardigan, a granny square cardigan that my mother wants me to make her, so I'll probably end up making that for Christmas for her, which means I'm going to be crocheting, which kills my wrists and hands, so we'll see how that goes. My sister-in-law has requested one of the shawl wrap type things. I've made one previously for my mom, and I'm going to make that for her and hopefully get that sent out in a couple weeks here. I ordered the yarn already off of Knit Picks, so once that comes in, I'll start working on that. I'd really like to get my Brioche Shrug knit, and I'd like to get that knit in the next couple weeks if I could. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see. I want to make those socks for Brian, which will probably go on the needles and be a good travel knit, which is something that I'm going to talk about in the next segment. But then Also, I want to make some hats for Brian and the boys. It's going to be getting cold soon, and they're going to need some hats. So I'll probably make them some. Maybe my daughter if she wants one too. And then I also want to make some fingerless gloves. I've made fingerless gloves in the past and have really loved them, but I want to try some different ones. I want to maybe do some color work mittens or fingerless gloves. So we'll see. I'll probably need to make some for all the kids and me. In the spring, I made some for Brian, so he's already set. But yeah, I think that's all of the makes, all the planning that I have. Not necessarily all for September or for October, but for coming up at least, coming up soon. And yeah, I think that's all I have. I think that's enough, don't you? I'm going to talk some life stuff and some what's been going on, what I've been watching, all that kind of jazz. So if you're not interested in that, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next month. But stick around just for a minute because I have something that I want to say. I am actually going to be attending the oh, I don't even know what it's called. I'm just calling it SAF. It is I'll put it on the screen. It's a yarn festival, if I could get it out of my mouth. But it is in Black Mountain, Asheville area of North Carolina, and it is going to be October dates that are also down here because I cannot remember off the top of my head. I think 21st. But me and my sister Sabra and our friend Jill are all going to go. We have an Airbnb and we're going to be spending the weekend and having a bunch of fun there, spending lots of money on yarn, you know, not having any kids with us. It's going to be the first time for me and my sister that we have been away from our kids and left them and not had at least one with us. So that's going to be crazy. We're not going to know what to do with ourselves, especially her because she has a baby. Well, she's not really a baby. She's, how old is she? 18, 19 months, something like that. But so it's going to be crazy. We're going to have a lot of fun. So if you are going to that area, if you're going to be at Black Mountain Yarn store or anything like that around that weekend, let me know because I would love to meet up and say hi to everybody that I can. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. I would love to get my shrug done in time to wear it there. But if not, I'll just be knitting on it there. But I will definitely be wearing my Lacy Boxy and probably my other Boxy and other cardigans and stuff. It's going to probably be cold because it's going to be up in the mountains. And Asheville is absolutely gorgeous. And it probably will, I don't know if the leaves will still be changing then or not, but it could be stunning. I can't wait. So yeah, I'm really excited to be able to go. Brian really encouraged me to go. He's like, you never have gone and done anything by yourself, so you really need to go and have some fun. So yeah, I'm going to. And I will be doing a vlog of that weekend. So that'll come out the week after I get back. So probably a week before the next podcast comes out. But yeah, it's going to be fun. So I'll take you guys along with me. If you guys have any questions or if there's anything specifically you'd like to see, leave a comment down below and let me know. But yeah, that's going to be really fun. So that's all the yarny stuff. So I'm going to move on to life. Life has been good. We had our second month here in Kentucky. It is getting cold. We have been turning on our fireplace, which has been really, really nice. Not have the AC on constantly, which is even better. Yeah, it's been fun. We've been doing some fun things. We went to a mine cave type thing in Louisville, which is wild. I'll put in some footage of that. It was just ginormous. I mean, they have RV and car storage in this place. It's crazy. And yeah, it was just wild. And it's smaller than it was because they did landfill on it. For part of it. So it used to be like 100 feet deep and they've like filled 60 feet of it or something with like things that don't decompose. So it was really wild. It was a lot of fun. We also went to Costco while we were in Louisville, which was the main objective for going to Louisville, was to go to Costco. But yeah, it was a really fun day. And then a few days ago, we went to Abraham Lincoln's birthplace and his boyhood home. They are about 20 minutes away from where we are living currently. So that was really interesting to go and see and have fun. It was kind of like a little school field trip for the kids. Yeah, so that was nice. I love all the historical things that are around and being able to go and do that, especially when a lot of it is outside and you don't have to worry about wearing a mask or doing anything like that, because I still wear a mask because I don't want to get sick even if it's a cold. So masks are awesome for me. Yeah, so those were really fun. We're trying to do something at least every other week, if not every week. Sometimes Brian's work schedule doesn't allow us to do things every week, but since we're in the area, it's been nice to do some exploring with so much, bless you, with so much stuff around this area. I know coming up we want to go to the zoo in Louisville, which part of that cave mine thing is under, which is wild. It's underneath the tiger part, FYI. And then we want to go back down to Mammoth Cave and take another tour and do a couple other things that are down near there. I'd love to go to Nashville. We're only about 2 hours from there, and I know they have good yarn shops also. And what else? What else do we want to do? There was something I was going to say. Oh, there's some Civil War battlefields that I'd like to go to, and I know my husband would. He really enjoys the Civil War genre. I'm more of a revolutionary type, but he's all about the Civil War, so we'll do that. So those are a few things that we're hoping to do in the next, I don't know, 6 weeks or so. We are about halfway through the contract here in Kentucky, but we're hoping to be able to extend, and if we did extend, it would be I think until about February or so, and hopefully this week or next week we'll find out. So definitely by the next podcast I'll be able to let you know if we're going to be here longer or if we'll be moving again in November. Really hoping that we get to stay. It's a really nice area, and it's nice having seasons, and we'd really like to save some money instead of spending it on moving. So yeah, 6 months would be great. Things that happened, well, the Queen passed away. I am a huge British lover. I have done the DNA testing, and I have a very high percentage of English DNA with some Scottish and Welsh and Irish thrown in there, and German, but we don't talk about that. But yeah, I was really, really sad when the Queen passed. I had gotten up that morning and was running some errands and had heard that she was under medical care at Balmoral, and was like, uh-oh, this doesn't sound good. It's not gonna be good. And then found out later that day that she had passed. I had like 3 or 4 people message me within like 20 minutes to say, did you hear? Because they all know that I love England so much. So I watched a lot of coverage on that. I got up and watched the funeral live on the BBC app, and yeah, it was just sad. We'll never see a queen again rule in our lifetime, so more than likely, which is wild. So that was pretty sad, and I mourned for my heritage, but I think Charles will be a good king. We'll see. Things that I have been watching. So I watched this ridiculously awful show on Stars at the beginning of the month called, it was like the Luminaries or the Luminaries. I don't know. It was bad. I did not enjoy it. I kept watching it because I really seriously thought about not finishing. I think it was like 6 or 8 episodes. And I just kind of wanted to know how this ridiculous story ended up. So I did finish it, but I would not recommend it. Brian and I have been watching Lock and Key on Netflix. We've never watched it before, so we've been binging it. We're almost done with season 2, and then we'll watch season 3. I'm not sure if season 3 is the last one or if they have one more coming. I'm not sure, but we've really enjoyed it. It's been a fun watch. And then we've also been watching Blown Away. We watched season 3 and the Christmas, we're in the middle of the Christmas season of that on Netflix as well. I watched the ending of Big Brother. I watched all of Big Brother, but I don't know. It wasn't my favorite season, and it might be my last season watching it. I've watched Big Brother since very first episode, so I don't know. I think it's run its course, maybe, at least for me. So I think this might be my last season. We'll see. But it wasn't my favorite. And then what I am watching right now is, it's not something that I would normally watch as a knitter or crocheter. You know, we do not watch things with subtitles because we want to be knitting or crocheting. But I am watching The Empress on Netflix. I'm 3 episodes in. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's definitely has adult content, so keep that in mind. It is in, I'm not sure, French, German, something. I don't know what it's in. But I have the subtitles turned on and I have it the dub playing in the English. So I really don't like it when the mouth doesn't match the words, but I'm trying to give it a chance. I'm enjoying it. But the thing that cracks me up about it is that the subtitles and the dubbing do not match. Almost like 50% of the time, it's different. So I'm finding that I'm getting like twice the information from watching it with the subtitles and with the dubbing. Yeah, so I don't know. It's been interesting, and I think it's based on a true story, so that's kind of interesting. And I am enjoying it. I love all the period dramas, so I had to give it a try, and I am enjoying it so far. But I think that's all that I have to chat about. I hope you guys had a great September and have a wonderful autumn filled pumpkin, ghosts, everything spooky October. And yeah, we will be back next month. I'll be back with the vlog before that, and maybe a day in the life even before that. I'm not really sure. But, oh, one more thing I did want to mention. My friend Natalie's 11 Stitches membership is currently open. She has the membership quarterly, so you sign up for each quarter, and this is the last quarter of 2022. I have been able to be a part of it since the very beginning in 2021, I think. Yes. And it is just so much fun. It's a great community of knitters and crocheters and people who sew and do needlepoint and cross stitch and all kinds of things. There's a book club. We have Zooms. We have events. All kinds of fun things. I will have the link down below if you would like to sign up. It is open until this Friday, which is, what is it, 7th, I believe, which is my anniversary. I didn't realize it was so soon. Is it the 7th? I think it is. Yes. Me and my husband will have been married 16 years on Friday. So that's exciting. That means we get to go out to eat. That's really, really exciting. But anyways, back to the 11 Stitches. You can sign up. It's $45 for 3 months. It's a great value. I promise you will have so much fun. Everybody is really, really welcoming. So if you are interested in that or want to learn more about it, and it is before Friday, you can check out the link down below. So that's all I have to share with you for now, but we will talk next month, and until then, happy knitting. I was saving all of these to use, and I didn't use any of them. Here are the tags.